So before we proceed, I would like to know something about you, know something more about you. So will you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my name is Savita, and I'm basically from Bihar, but living in New Delhi. I'm in working professional, so I'm working in packaging industry, and nowadays I'm learning this language. So that's pretty much about me. Thank you.
Great, great. Okay, nice. So you are a working professional and you are also a homemaker, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So I observe these days that many women who are working professional, they are also homemakers, but at the same time, they are walking the extra mile to improve their communication skills, to polish the skill of communication. So I think that's a
Yes,
great, great thing. Uh, Nobody now wants to stay in their comfort zone, and actually, everyone is looking forward to learn a new skill, and communication skill is one of those skills, right?
yes, exactly. Because nowadays it's required.
Yeah,
Everyone have a command over this language if someone wants to grow in their career. So
yeah,
yes, that's what.
yeah.
Yes.
So, what are your hobbies? I would like to know about your hobbies. What do you like doing in your free time?
Yes, although I don't have much free time, but yes, I have to take time out for myself. So I love to reading books nowadays because nowadays I'm learning this language. I'm totally indulged into this. So yes, although I don't have the habit of reading books, but over time I have cultivated, and now I'm enjoying reading books, especially self-help kind of books. So yes,
Hmm.
that's are my hobbies nowadays. Yeah,
So, how
I
did
would
you?
say.
Yeah, but that's so interesting. How did you cultivate this habit? Because I have talked to many people, they want to start reading, but somehow they are not able to because they find it mundane and that same thing, they find it monotonous. So, can you share some tips? How can one start with reading?
Yes, yeah. Firstly, you have to explore your genre, what kind of things you like the most, right? Reading is one that, like, it's a little difficult, like, as compared to listening, because listening is two easy things. You can listen anywhere at any time, but a bit when it comes to reading, then you have to sit in a place and you then you can read, right? So firstly we have to explore what kind of things you like the most. So I have heard from like in YouTube channel some of tutors suggest, although I have I when I was in college in that time I used to read novel. So so I have somewhere I have like habit of reading, but after college I haven't read any books, any novels. And then I again I started my journey, learning journey. Then I have heard from many of people like self-help book is very helpful in your life also. You can learn many things out of it, and you can also improve your English while reading out loud. Reading is beneficial. So I started from self-help book again when I start my learning journey. Then I started from self-help book Atomic Habit. And initially I feel like I read 2 3 pages and then I feel boring and mundane. I don't want to continue. Then I started to learn something out of this book, like how you can cultivate the new habit and how you can destroy your bad one. So that are the things I have learned from there, and that things I think fascinate me to learn. Curiosity of learning something out of that books and self-help kind of books. You have, if you read any book, then you can definitely learn something, some or the other way you can learn how we can also pursue our journey. And I have also heard from my parents, you have to surround it with a good people, but nowadays it's not possible to surround it with a good people, so it's better to have the books, right? And the author, like, now I'm feeling someone is sitting in front of me and understand me in a good way. So now it's become my friend's book. So that's how I cultivate the habit of reading books in curiosity of learning something out of it.
Hmm.
Yes.
So have you completed this book, Atomic Habits?
Yes, I have completed many more books. Atomic Habit, then I have read The Alchemist, and then Do Epic Set, then the Thinking of Magic of Thinking Big. Then I have read Ikigai, Mindset, Power of Your Subconscious Mind, The Secret. So that many
My
book I have
God.
read, and I have ordered 2 or 3 books. I have ordered again. The Attitude is Everything. I have ordered, so I'll get today itself that book, Attitude is Everything, and then the Magic. many books are in my bucket list that I have to. I have also read Think Like a Monk, Jay Shetty.
Mm. Okay,
Yes.
great, great, nice. So I have planned many a times to read certain books, like you have named great books, and I have read a few from them. But still, I think of reading a lot of self-help books, but then I end up with not reading them. But yeah, that's a great thing. So I would like to know, what kind of changes have you felt in your life after reading these books? Because these all are
Mm,
very nice books, and I am aware, like I've read The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. Schwartz, right? So and I've read that book twice, not just once, and that book has really helped me improve my communication skills, I'll say, because it's really talk about those things of it's more about taking actions and not staying in your comfort zone and not staying fearful and stay while you take the back seat. So it's about more that
yes.
idea. Yeah. So I would like to know, how has these books have, like, how what kind of help have you achieved by reading these books?
Yes. Yeah. So, like when I read Atomic Habit, then in that time I was procrastinate the things. Earlier, I was procrastinate the things many time. I just think, but I didn't start and I didn't do. I didn't put much effort in that work, whatever I have decided to do. But after reading this book, I have learned how to cultivate a new habit. Right. So I have learned from that book, and I also imply like incorporate in my daily life, and that's really helped me. Now I'm able to maintain my consistency, although I have desire to do all those things learning this language, but I was not very consistent. I have started many a time, and I just like I start and then I quit. So I was not able to maintain earlier the consistency, but now I am able to. And the second thing I have learned from the books, like power of your subconscious mind, right? And the secret, I have also learned the law of attraction, and I started to believe on it, law of attraction, and showing gratitude towards the universe. So many things I have learned, and I also um, incorporate in my daily life, and it's really helped me a lot, I would say. So that kind of things I have learned, and I am very disciplined after reading all those books. So um,
Yeah.
yes, now like I'm able to maintain my momentum, my pace, I would say. So that's how
Yeah.
these all books are helping me and learn something, some or the other way we learn and we get motivated while reading those kind of books. So
Yeah,
yes.
actually. Wonderful, really nice. So I'll tell you, when I was very young, I was just out of college, and then that was the time when I watched this movie Secret. And I had no awareness of this phenomenon before. So that was the very first time I watched something like that. And that movie really stayed with me for years, and it really helped me get out of certain things. So I started becoming very aware of what I would think, and I realized that okay, actually our thoughts are the ones which create our life. And this awareness would stay with me all the time. So I would take a very conscious effort towards creating anything, taking any decision, or doing something, or changing my career path, or whatever it was. So I became very, very conscious. So whenever I would feel like I'm lost, or I need some help, or I need some guidance, and whenever I would have that feeling that okay, nobody is able to understand me, and the situation is something that only I am supposed to solve it, I will go return and go back to that movie and watch it again and again. And it has really, really helped me creating my life the way I wanted. And today I'm living that life. Like many of my dreams today I have achieved. So in terms of my family, or in terms of my children, or in terms of my career, my public speaking, my writing career, like a lot of things I have been able to achieve because of that awareness, which I somehow, which I inserted the seed for back then when I was young, very young in my college years. So it works. I can validate that.
Yes, really help us. It
Yeah.
becomes our friends if you use it in a good way and if you read. So like yes, definitely we learn something out of it and we can also utilize in our daily life.
Right,
Yes.
right. So,
Mhm.
what's your routine? When your day gets started, and what do you do in your day, and what is your routine?
Yes, yeah, my routine is I start my day in 5:30. I get wake up in the 5:30, and then I do like my practice, all those practice. Nowadays I'm learning this language, so I started from listening, and I do also in morning I do some yoga, and then I start my work. I started from listening, sorry, and then I do reading 20 minutes, and sometimes half an hour I do reading. And then so if it is possible, if I have time, then I also do practice speaking practice with other co-learners. And then I have to go office. I have to cook breakfast and lunch for me and my husband. Then I have to go office, and then I come back from office in up around 6:30 and 7 between. And then I have to again cook dinner. And then I also like do sometimes whenever I have time, then I do listening. And then a speaking practice, I also do a speaking practice through this group, like uh, community, our community group, WhatsApp community group. So that's how I'm like my day is, my routine is daily routine is going
Great.
on.
So your
Yes.
routine seems jam-packed, but that's so good that you are able to, like, you have dedicated yourself to learning this language and you keep aside some chunk of time for this. Like, it's not easy to get up early. Like, you are already so busy, occupied with things, but still you manage to get up early and dedicate time to your routine. That's so nice. I wish I had that kind of determination towards things because there are actually a lot of things in my bucket and I plan to do them. And I'm these days I'm actually thinking how to actually maintain a plan and how to execute it because I've started this channel just out of blue and I had no plan of pursuing it.
Recently you have started, right?
Yeah.
1 month ago.
Yeah.
Recently you have started your YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
recently. But I was not very serious when I created it. But now I'm getting a good response on the channel and I'm really confused. Should I proceed doing it or should I stop and should I entirely focus on my writing stuff, right? Because writing also is a very detailed kind of work. So you need to dedicate a lot of time on reading before writing because you have to
Yeah.
search inputs before you actually write. So you have to maintain a certain spectrum of vocabulary. So there is a lot of work when you write. So I was wondering yesterday night only, am I doing the right thing? Why the hell I am creating so much on this YouTube thing? I'm dedicating a lot of energy on it. Should I do this or should I stop doing it? What should I do? But let's see what happens.
Yeah, things are going great. Like I think you should continue, and you like you also face the public. Like you also reduce your hesitation, your fears, and like you become a famous. Right,
Yeah,
your English is good. You have achieved certain level, right? So, like I think you don't need to put extra effort into it. And once you are like conversing with other peoples, then that's how you also improve. You can also polish your English too.
yeah. So
Yeah, and I
people,
think you are already pro.
so I think people like you are the reason that I'm still doing it. It's been 1 month and I'm still on it. Otherwise, I would have dropped it. So whenever somebody tells me that okay, this is the reason you should do it. So this makes me get engaged into it, and I'm a very happy part of doing that. So let's see. Maybe I
Yes,
did.
people
Yeah.
are learning from your video too. Like whenever you share your journey, how did you learn that, and you use some vocab and idiom phrases, then people are learning something out of it. So it's also beneficial for beginner and intermediates level of a speaker who just start their career.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It really means a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
you speak very good English. Yeah, I can say you are an eloquent speaker now.
thank you so
Yes, I
much.
have heard some of your video. I have watched. I yesterday itself, as I told you, I go through your channel, and yes, I have watched many of your video. I have watched your first video too. Right.
Mm,
So sometimes I also think because like if you surrounded with the people who wants to improve their English and you just speak in front of people and you when you face the camera, then you can also reduce the hesitation. So sometimes I also feel to start YouTube channel where I can do practice and improve my English, and I can also like polish my English, elevate my English. So in order to that, like I'm thinking, but yeah, let's see
Yeah.
from where
Absolutely.
I don't have a idea like from where do I start and what
Hmm.
was my first dream. I'm
I
just
think
thinking.
all you need to do is launch your first video. Then you will have a lot of guidance just by itself, by the nature of having a YouTube channel. You just need to show up once. Then I had no clue what will I put up, what kind of content will I be able to upload on my YouTube channel. But then I thought of just creating the first one, and then automatically the idea will show up in your mind, and you will be able to think about the second video, and it's a step by step journey, so you don't really have to think about the entire journey all at once. So it's like
Mm,
more about step by step thing, so you just do the one step at a time, then the second step at a time, so it's like that. So you will be
mm,
shown the guidance. Your It's an automatic process, yeah. And I'll tell you
yeah.
the thing that you are mentioning about camera fear and stuff. I used to be very shy when it comes to camera. And I had a YouTube channel before this also. So that was
Yeah.
about a talk show. That it was a talk show. But unfortunately it didn't work. My children were really small at the time, so I couldn't dedicate much time or regularity on it. But whatever, but it taught me how to be on camera, and I broke my hesitation while speaking to people on camera. And like we are speaking right now, it's a one type of facing the camera, but I used to actually hire a proper team of a camera person, and then we would decide on the location, and then the guest would come and we will have a conversation. So that kind of camera it was. And it before the shoot, I remember I would never be able to eat anything, drink anything, that kind of, but I used to feel butterflies in my stomach before any conversation. But over the time, I became accustomed to it, and it really helped me come out of my hesitation and fear of interaction with people. And it really opened my personality somehow. So yeah, so if you actually face this thing, it is going to definitely help you. So this is
Yes,
one thing for
definitely.
sure.
You have to fix. Yes, firstly. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because like if you want to improve your English, then you have to keep up with all those practice. You have to like some people to whom with you can talk on a regular basis. Because if you achieve a certain level and then you quit, you didn't do anything, you didn't speak with people, then you again come in the same point. Like,
Mhm.
right, so yeah, it's happened because this is not our language. So that's what I'm thinking, like once I have a channel, then I can talk with many people, and then we can like elevate our English too. So that's what I'm thinking. Let's
Yeah.
see what happened. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, but
You
yes.
just think and it will
And-
happen. Thinking is enough, right? Because I used to think a lot about this. If I talk about after my first failure of YouTube, I used to think, now what should I do? What is the next thing? And somewhere I had this. I was very obstinate when it came to YouTube. I wanted to do something on YouTube. My first idea failed, and I was not happy with it. So I wanted to maybe prove this thing to myself again, that no, I can do it now, this time with more consistency, with more quality. I would be able to do it. So I was very
yes,
tenacious about this. So I used to think a lot. Maybe I have kept thinking about it for 3 months in a stretch, and then something dragged me to create the very first video, and here I am. So maybe this is the reason I'm
yes,
still doing it, and I enjoy it. Like I really enjoy the process. I love talking to people, and it's not only about talking in English. It's more than that, because you get to know how to respond to certain points in a conversation, and how to navigate the conversation, how to engage the conversation, how to engage the speaker, like the person who is speaking with you, and also how to
yes,
conclude the conversation nicely in the end. So
yes,
it's much more than English language. And I'm a person who is always very fascinated by people's personal stories, experiences, their hardships, and how their inspiration, like what is their inspiration to overcome those hardships. So I'm always very um eager to touch that part. So through these conversations, I think I'm able to do that also. So yeah, you
And
can
where
take.
once you have these kind of desire and then you are doing the same things, then you feel very happy from the inner side, right? Like, and you feel content, like I'm doing what I want to do. Yes, that is the big things. Yes, and once you have started, like idea will automatically comes in your way. You don't need to
Yeah.
put much effort, as you told. Yes, I have also observed. Like earlier, I just thinking and I just procrastinating the things, and when I once I started, then I also get like all of things. Like I can also do the like I can also do conversational videos. So I also started to reach out the people, and I email some YouTuber to. But I have two or three English conversational video with other tutors too, with other co-learners too. So yes, I think it is my third or fourth
Hmm.
conversation with. Yes, so I just want to reduce my hesitation, fear, camera fear. So that's what
Hmm.
I want to face the fear first. So then that's where you remove your fear, right? So
I would
yes,
like to
that
chip
is the
in one thing here. Sometimes it happens we think of doing something and we think that it's true and real for me. Like, but sometimes things really don't go as per plan. You may flunk at that particular thing, but maybe something that is real and true for you is next to that. So I really feel that when my first YouTube channel, it didn't work. I was shattered because I really put my heart into it. I dedicate a lot of work. It was very demanding to go outside home and hunt people who had certain unique experiences. Then I would hire a cameraman, and it was very expensive to hire people and then pay them. So sometimes the guest would pay you and sometimes they would not. And that time my channel was not monetized. So I did a lot on it. But then I realized that it didn't work. And I felt really shattered and shafted. I felt like the universe has cheated me on and stuff like that. But then I decided to get up, get back, and come back with a different thing and find something which is more which can work and retry. So I think sometimes certain things don't work, but there is definitely more opportunities, more chances, and you should come back. You should get up
yes.
and come back. So yeah.
They have another plan for you, right? If
Yeah.
something is not work according to us, then they have other plan for us, definitely, and that would be better than
Yeah,
before. Yes,
right.
yeah, it happened. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's
Right.
happened. So yeah, what kind of video you are shooting in that time? Like what kind of content?
Okay. On my first channel.
Yes, yeah, on your
Okay.
first channel.
So it was a podcast. You must be aware
Okay.
of podcast. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so when I started, I didn't have any clue what is a podcast or what the podcast is all about. So I started with the idea of talk show, like Coffee
Okay.
with Karan's talk show. So what the
Yes,
but
yeah.
the idea was to focus on common people's stories. So I realized that there are many shows which are focused on celebrities or famous people, or they are always these biggies. But then I realized there is a need to talk about a ordinary man's life or an ordinary woman's life. So I think why not talking to people about their life journeys who come from a different normal walk of life, right? It's not always, they should not always these biggies. So why not focus on these people's stories? So when this idea hit me, I immediately created my first video and then I started contacting people. And fortunately, I have been able to find people, and those people were very supportive and kind to me. I got a very nice response from them and I could do it. But the only problem was I was not consistent in doing that. So maybe I was doing sometimes one podcast in a month or sometimes three podcasts in a month, but YouTube doesn't work like that. So you have to give content to YouTube on a regular basis, and your audience will also when
Waiting
your
for
audience
that.
likes you, then it waits for you. Then the audience
Correct.
actually sit and wait for your next video. So that was the problem with me back then, because that time my children were really, really small. So when I conducted my first podcast with somebody, I remember my son was only 6 months old. So I went to Shimla, I carried him with myself. And then it was a very tough thing for me to do that, but still I continued it. I thought, okay, I'll be able to gain something out of it. Something will be there for me. Some kind of blessing will be
Yeah.
there for me. So anyhow, I continued with it. But yeah, for the better, it gave me a lot. I could learn a lot of things by pursuing it. So I don't regret
Yes, we
that
can
it did.
learn something out of it. Like if we get failure, then we also get a more out of it. When we get success, then we can learn not learn many things. But if we get failure, then we can learn many things out of it. I have also observed that things. Like once you get success, then we become overconfident,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
Yes.
it's happened. Okay, so you can resume again because now you also like you have a YouTube channel and you can resume
Yeah.
uh, that podcast again. So you have to go out of city in order to record that kind of videos.
It depends upon the guests'
Oh,
availability, actually. Sometimes I would be able to find the guests who were in my cities, but sometimes they would be out of place, so I have to reach them. So sometimes they would come to me, to my place. Sometimes I
mm,
had to go out. So it was like that. Because then when you are working, then you have to leave your convenience, right? So you have to
yeah.
be at the disposal of your guest. So that was how it
So
was.
how would you approach them? Like what kind of people would you approach them, and how would you do that?
They would be
Then
anyone, like any successful business person or any social worker or a homemaker maybe, or someone who has fought certain disease. Like I have worked with tuberculosis survivors. I've worked with a cancer survivor. So the idea was that the story should be very powerful, and it should be helpful too. So maybe it's about a person who has faced depression, who has overcome depression, so that the person who is now depressed or sitting somewhere in hopeless and looking for a hope outside can actually watch a relevant video and get the inspiration. So that was the idea. So these were really
okay,
normal people, but their experiences have would have been unique. So that was the idea.
okay.
I can share
That's
the
a
link
good.
with you, then you can check it out.
Yeah, sure. Like podcasts really help. Like someone share their ideas, someone share their experiences in their life, and we definitely learn something out of it, right? I also prefer to watch podcast for like Priyanka Chopra and Susmita Sen, then Palki Sharma.
Yeah.
So I love to watch their video, like beer biceps.
Yeah, right. I'm a big
Yes.
fan of that channel, Beer Biceps. Yeah.
But
Okay.
I also search of like a Susmita Sen podcast, but I didn't get Susmita Sen podcast because I love the way she speak. I love that hooked all audience, I would say. And
Yeah.
Priyanka Chopra is also a very eloquent speaker, motivational. Like every now and then I watch motivational speech of Priyanka Chopra, then Gaur Gopal Das.
Mm.
Whenever I feel low and then I don't want to do continue like I don't want to feel doing any practice like reading, listening. Then I like listen the motivational speech of Gaur Gopal Das, Priyanka Chopra, and that's boost my confidence again.
Yeah, right,
Yes,
right. Okay. So,
it's
Savita, I think we are running out of time. So, I
yes,
think on this note, we should end the conversation. We should wrap up. So, do you have
yes.
something to say in the end?
Yes, like not to say like yeah, just if someone wants to improve their English, then consistency is a key. I just want to say share my experience because you have to be very consistent, and then definitely you will achieve your goal. That is the thing. And I have heard nowadays like I have one question I I just forgot to ask, and now time has I think like how many time we have left?
For this conversation?
Yes.
I think we are left with 5 minutes.
Okay, so yes, yeah, I have heard from I have to ask one question for you. Right. Can I ask?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Yes, yeah. So, like, I have heard many a time the shadowing practice, and I also try to do it, and I know what is the shadowing, but like, I have also searched on YouTube how we can doing shadow practice. And then I find some of the videos, like they speak and then you have to repeat after them, and then they give some seconds, and you like they just said one context, and then they provide sometimes, then you have to repeat after them. But if I want to imitate some speaker who I like the most, then, and that's where like there is no, they haven't provided some time to repeat after them. They, you have to repeat in their context, and then in that time I'm not able to maintain their pace. Then how would I do the shadowing practice?
I'll tell you, I have never been in a technical, I've never followed a technical way to do that shadowing practice. And I was now not even aware that this practice is something termed as shadowing practice. So when I did that in the past, I would just pick up any favorite video of mine, I'll watch it, and I've talked about this before also in my videos. I'll watch the video, and then if I find that okay, this is something that I don't know how to say, I'll pause the video and then I'll repeat the particular sentence, and I'll repeat it until I am comfortable with every word of the sentence. And that was how I would do it. So I would not make it very technical for myself. I would pick up any video, or maybe through the shorts. Some nowadays we can pick up a lot from the shorts. So there are many shorts which are English oriented, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
the celebrities are talking on the shorts, or sometimes these are the YouTubers who teach us something. So I'll just pause it and repeat that particular sentence to myself, and I'll do it until I feel satisfied that okay, I am able to speak it nicely. And it's not always a very organized way of doing it. Maybe I'm watching a movie sometimes, or maybe I'm watching a series sometimes, and I'll feel like I'm enjoying it. I should enjoy this. That's my motive, that I should be able to enjoy my listening. So meanwhile, whenever there is something which I don't understand, I'll just pause it. Then I'll repeat the sentence to myself. Firstly, I'll get the meaning searched of the word nicely so that this is clear to me. The words are clear to me. Then then I just repeat the sentence to myself. And that's not it. After finishing the video also, when I'm here and there busy with my own stuff, those things will just come in your mind unconsciously. So I'll just try to again repeat them to myself. And mostly when I'm doing those chores, when I'm alone, I'm not putting my hands, like I'm not in conversation with someone else, I'm just alone. So I use my mental space a lot to revise those things or revise those particular words or those sentences. So I think that's how I did it. So I was not ever aware that that's called shadowing practice. I just did it unconsciously. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's how I can also follow. I sometimes I think like I just, if I want that context, I, if I fascinate that context, I should pause and then I should repeat after them. So
Yeah.
that's how I can do.
Yes,
Okay.
right, right.
Thank you.
Because sometimes when you listen to something, it felt very overwhelming that, okay, how this kind of difficult sentence has been used. It seems sometimes. But
Yes.
when you actually speak it, it's not as difficult. Just for
Yeah.
listening, it seems very tough and difficult and complex. But when you actually speak it, it doesn't seem as difficult. So things are sometimes, they feel terrible, difficult from the distance, but they are actually not sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So
Okay.
could we please now end the call?
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Nice talking to you. Bye.
Same
Have a
here.
nice day ahead.
Same
Yeah.
here.
Thank you
Same
so
here.
much for time out for me
Yeah,
in
in
the
fact,
early
thank
morning.
you. Thank you that you took your time and you considered me to have a conversation. And it was a lovely conversation. It was very raw, unplanned, yet beautiful. So I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of the conversation.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.